Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News for December 22nd, 2015. An Attleboro pharmacist has played a part in an upcoming HBO documentary about heroin addiction. Lauren Heroux-Camirand of the County Square Pharmacy and sister of State Representative Paul Heroux was interviewed for the film entitled Heroin, Cod USA. Mrs. Heroux-Camirand spoke with us about her experience.
It's supposed to come on the Monday after Christmas, which is December 28th. It's going to be on HBO at 9 o'clock, and the title of it is Heroin, Cod USA. It follows 8 different kids, and they are all in their 20s, and it tells the stories of how they started when they were younger, with simple things, not simple, but, they each have their own story, so it tells how they eventually got hooked on heroin. One of the co-producers of the documentary had asked my brother if he knew anybody, specifically in the Department of Corrections, that could be part of the interview. And he didn't at the time, but he said, my sister knows drugs, so, why don't you talk to her? So, because I'm a pharmacist, they came and, asked me if I would do the interview with them. First, they asked if I would be willing to do the film. And of course I said I would, just because, I care. I care about what's going on. I don't live in a bubble. I don't necessarily turn my my eyes to what's going on in the world, and I've only been practicing for 10 years, but I've been in the pharmacy every day since birth, so I've seen a lot of things that most people don't see, just from being here. You see people come in and they change over time, especially with the epidemic that we have going on now. And over the last 10 years, I've seen people change. I've seen a lot of people, that have their prescriptions that they used to get once a month now move to every 2 weeks or every week. And they used to come in at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and now they're here at 9 o'clock in the morning, that kind of thing. So, seeing all that over the last several years, when I was asked if I would, talk about heroin, I didn't necessarily know so much about heroin, but I know about the prescription drugs and how that leads to the heroin epidemic. So that's why I agreed to talk about it. You have people that come in and, you've seen them since I've been young working here, and a lot of people don't realize what they're getting into when they take prescription drugs. They're not necessarily seeking the drugs at first. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, and I think that's why the documentary was so important, is to show that it is a scientific basis, that this is a disease, that it's not a moral failing. There's science behind it. So I think, with the documentary being put out there, it kind of educates people into, look at what you're doing before you actually do it, kind of thing, or look at your children. The more people know, the more educated people are, even just the more information that's available empowers people, and that's what the goal is to empower people, to let them know, this could happen. I've seen lawyers, I've seen doctors, I've seen CEOs. They, start with simple things such as a Percocet for an after surgery, or after toothache or something, and it just goes downhill from there. So it's not just your average, stereotypical person that's on the street using. So it should bring awareness with all of these people coming together, to say, hey, this is not, what we've normally stigmatized as, or what we've normally viewed it as. This is much bigger. This is just huge, and people need to hear the truth. They need to hear, the facts behind it, the scientific facts, so that people are aware that, it's not, you can't just tell someone to stop taking drugs, or to, don't stop taking your Percocet because you're going to move on to heroin at some point. People don't think they're going to, it happens. The best way that we can do things as professionals is to try to educate as much as we can, in hopes that, it helps somebody.